Alright, hello guys, welcome to my review of Daredevil Born Again, Season 2, Episode 7. So yeah, I guess it was a good episode, but to me not really amazing. I don't know, there's something about these shows these days, like the only show that's like when I get to like the final scene and then it shows the credits, a lot of the time I feel like I'm not fully satisfied with what I watch. Like The Boys is the only show right now where every episode I'm like satisfied, but right now Daredevil, Invincible, which is finished now, and From, I don't feel like I've got like a fully satisfying episode. And when they don't really have a lot of episodes these days in shows, and then I'm not satisfied, that's a huge problem. And Born Again just has that problem, yeah. And it seems like I guess Karen's going to jail, and then Wilson Fisk ends up visiting her, basically trying to scare her. But she kind of sees that Wilson Fisk is way more scared than how Karen should be, because at the end of the day, she's already been in these situations like back in like season 1 of the show, of the original show, the actual Gotted show. Because this show at this point, it's not all that. Yeah, I just have to accept that. It's cool at some of the moments, but at the end of the day, it's not on the same level as flipping the original show. But yeah, it's just cool to see like Karen Page in prison again when she was in a situation like this in like the original show where she was scared and that like someone tried to kill her. But at this point, she wasn't even scared of anything. Not even Wilson Fisk can scare her, even when he's trying to strangle her, showing that she actually has way more power than Wilson Fisk. Because Wilson Fisk is kind of losing it. Yeah, you kind of see him slowly breaking. It's like with Homelander in season 5. At this point, he doesn't even care. Like he just shows his true self in front of people, and a little laugh like Wilson Fisk gives, like ha. It's hilarious. But yeah, and Jessica Jones seems like she's going to leave because her job's basically done. She found that she confronted Matthew Lillard, I guess, about her family, which I guess it was actually his people that attacked her house, not Wilson Fisk people. But I just don't know if they're like both working together to like maybe think like she could be a threat and then they go after her, or it was just truly his choice. And it seems like Luke Cage is doing some work overseas, so I guess because at first when I first saw Jessica Jones again and she had a kid, I was thinking like the kid was like I couldn't really tell in the lighting, but I thought he was like Hispanic, but it's probably like Luke Cage's kid because they kind of have a kid together in the comics, like Luke Cage and Jessica. So I'm guessing they're going more in that direction, probably. Yeah, but yeah, it seems like Jessica at this point, after she's confronted him to leave her alone and stuff, like she took care of like her situation. She was ready to leave, but we'll get back to Jessica anyway. But yeah, she's basically saying to Matt that she's gonna leave, like she's already took care of things, and then I guess Daredevil finds out about Karen getting arrested, and this guy saying like if you try to break her out, like he'll just make you look like a criminal too, even though she's innocent. And then I guess he decides to let Bullseye go, and it's really up to him if he decides to still keep doing the right thing or becoming a villain again. I guess we get an answer by the end of the episode, I guess, with what Bullseye ends up doing. Yeah, so he's kind of, in a way, becoming like a different character, to be honest. And we get to see like an OG character come back. It's just every time when they bring back the OG characters, we're getting better material. Because Flipping Karen was barely in the season 1 and we were stuck with like unlikable side characters in season 1 that didn't really do much for the story. And the only characters that did work, they end up. This is like the moment where I was thinking, what they're gonna finally do with these characters? Because this episode was making me feel like they was finally gonna do something really big with Daniel and Buck, who for the whole show I called the Resnick clone. But I'll just get to that because since that's like the last moment of the episode anyway, which is kind of a weird way to end things to me. Because yeah, we'll get to that. But yeah, he basically helps to talk to Daredevil so they can discuss what they're gonna do. Yeah, but yeah, it was good to see him again. Seems like he'll be in the finale as well when he make a stand. And yeah, I just hate our character. Just working with the bad guys, she's terrible. Them kind of talking with each other because they're both like messed up people to me, whatever. And this, you could say Daniel had the most interesting stuff, and he's kind of a character I just called like Tony Soprano's son for like the whole show. Because I just don't really care to know their names when, to be honest, they're not really fully giving me what I actually want for their character. And it seems like finally they was starting to do something with Daniel, but with what they decided to do at the end, we'll get to that. Because at this point, he's kind of deciding if he's going to kill basically Ben's daughter. again, another character who I don't care to know their real name. But I'm just wondering what they're going to do with her going into season 3 with how things are probably going to go for her by the end of season 2, if she even survives. Yeah. And from Daniel's choice, what he makes at the end. But yeah. Because he's deciding if he wants to spare her, and if he does, it could end up getting his family killed. But I feel like he should have. I feel like Daniel could have fought things through a bit better than what he ends up deciding to do. But again, we'll get to that because that's like how they end the episode. And yeah, she's just trying to defend Karen, and then Matt Murdock actually comes to help as an actual lawyer, something that's been missing in this season. Yeah, trying to frame so many things on her. Them trying to have excuses for when they went to Matt's house and Punisher was there and had guns and all that. They couldn't really fully defend why they had all that weapon, all those weapons. So yeah, I just wonder what people actually think of Karen after this trial, which this is so dumb it's got to this point. Flipping a lot of stuff, what Wilson Fisk's done has been exposed once again, and he's still got protection. Bro, what is this? And yeah, he's just decided if he's going to give up Ben's daughter. Yeah. And it seems like he is willing to, but then he decides not to. And I'm just like, oh, okay, I wonder what he's going to do next. And he ends up doing something extremely dumb, which, yeah, we'll get to that. And then he ends up getting attacked. Some of the side characters who I thought was going to do something this whole time finally decide to do something, because they kind of teased a lot of these side characters to finally actually do something with them at the end of season 1, and we're already kind of seeing stuff happen with them now, which is just, it's just, when you've only got 8 episodes. I mean, we had 9 episodes in season 1, and I can at least say this season was better, but still, we have one less episode, and you only decided to use a lot of these characters now. I mean, the black girl that replaced Foggy, they've actually done some good stuff with her this season, so I can at least say they did stuff with her. And then a lot of the other side characters, like this guy here, I feel like they could have did a lot more with him instead of him just being a hostage at the beginning, and I guess kind of help him with information throughout the season. But I just wish they did a lot more with him. Because we had so many awesome side characters in the original show. Even literally an old Spanish lady who could even talk English was more interesting than most of the side characters in flipping Born Again. It's kind of crazy what they did with just such little characters in the original show. But yeah, it seems like she's about to get killed. One of the non-corrupt people in power, but Bullseye ends up saving her, and I think he actually, for once, doesn't actually kill someone. He just well, I think that's kind of gone through his head, so maybe he did kill him, but he at least actually saved someone for once, so that's good. Yeah. And then Daniel just confronts Buck. I mean, if I was Daniel, I'd at least make sure I have a gun or something, because you're messing with someone that's basically like Wesley, who I called Wesley for the whole show, so he needs to have some good prep. The way how I thought things were going to go is that he was going to turn her in, and while he's going to execute her, he decides to attack him, and then he tries to run away with her. And then maybe going into episode 8, he could possibly die then, and then that would make her want to get justice. I feel like if it was winning that way, that'd be more cool than the way Daniel actually goes out, which he kind of ends up dying in this situation. He had no prep. He just decided to walk in with no weapons or anything. Such a dumb plan. So yeah, it's kind of obvious where that's gonna go. And then she's talking to Daredevil's ex. She's just, I don't know what happened to her character. She's just so broken at this point, to the point where she's more embracing her dark thoughts, to the point where she's bitch slapping, flipping Karen, and she's just laughing because at the end of the day, she's kind of showing her true colors. It seems like you could just say that she got corrupted by bad people, but she willingly chose to be with these people because she has inner darkness inside of her, I guess. Maybe it was always there. Because I was just thinking she's just stupid and she's just falling for the going and joining the wrong people. But she at this point she's probably just proven that she is dark the whole time, and maybe that's why her and Karen never worked out. I mean, and when she got saved by Daredevil, she didn't even thank him. She I don't know. It was this whole time I was thinking, why is she like this? But I feel like this scene just kind of proves that she's just secretly like a dark character like Wilson Fisk and Vanessa, and that's the like instead of like thinking they're innocent, maybe she was just drawn to him because she knows they're dark too or something. I don't know where they're gonna go with this, but people are hinting that she's gonna become like Lady Muse or something, which is kind of like a shit trade for the actual Muse. And to be honest, I feel like Born Again season 2's kind of failed their villains instead of actually doing a good job. Like season 1 kind of failed Muse, like killing him off so soon, and season 2's just made Bullseye fully a good guy, so he's not even Bullseye anymore. So yeah, and Daniel gets killed off. I was thinking finally they're gonna do something interesting with him because this whole show I wasn't sure what direction it was gonna go with his character, and it took so long to get to a point where like what side is he truly gonna be on? It's just he was in the same place for the whole show because literally, like I said, the original show did side characters better. Where by the end of at least the season, sometimes only like a few episodes, you see like a major character development for like a side character in just one season or a few episodes. Like literally, I can talk about one of the Wushan brothers who wanted to kill Daredevil because he thought he killed his brother, but we all know that was Wilson Fisk who killed him with a car door. Like he only had like vengeance in his heart at that point, and then he finds out that Wilson Fisk betrayed him, and then he finds out that Wilson Fisk was the one who actually killed his brother, to the point where he's working with Daredevil before he dies to help bring him down and gives him information. Like that was just way more compelling than what they've done with most of the side characters in this show. And like I said, Mrs. Cadelius, like the Spanish lady, did like even I remember her name, and she was just like a very small character, probably one of the smallest characters, side characters in all of Daredevil. And she's just so memorable because Foggy and Karen tried to help her so much because it wasn't like her area and stuff was just getting so badly damaged by Wilson Fisk to the point where he literally flipping blows up the area and kills her. But some of the things that she tried to do to help Karen and Foggy for being so grateful for like getting helped by them, it was it was just such a heartful story that sadly just ends badly from all the bad things Wilson Fisk does and the way how Wilson Fisk just tries to defend himself for all the things he's done to make the city better when he's actually killed people, and just putting all the blame on flipping Karen at this point. It's just it's kind of a joke. It's got to this point where Wilson Fisk's still in power, and there's been so much evidence against him. And then I've seen some stuff online about the blip is the reason why he was able to get out of prison because they lost like certain files when some of the people from FBI and stuff kind of disappeared as well in the blip. When Thanos snapped his fingers. So that's why he's been able to get away with so much. And that's why, to me, I think it should have did like a blip limited series where each episode they focus on like a major character. Like they could have had like a episode where they focus on Ronan, and some people say like he was working with Wilson Fisk. Like some of the things they could have did to fill some of the gaps. Yeah. But yeah, let's just continue on this. And then while Daredevil's praying, I guess they reveal that Jessica's back. She's gonna help him, and then you could just see that Wilson Fisk is just fully broken at this point. Maybe at this point, maybe he's accepting like everything that's happened is actually his fault. Maybe some of the things that he did was actually not necessary, and I just feel like mostly he's just blaming for like himself on Vanessa's death instead of actually feeling like, man, a lot of the people I killed, was it really necessary? Like I don't know if he's feeling like that. I could definitely feel like Bullseye is probably to the point where he felt like that, and that's why he wants to be a better person. But Wilson Fisk, I'd be surprised because I'd love to know what he truly is, like making him act like this right now. Yeah, and yeah, like I said, she decides to come back and help Daredevil, and they're probably gonna like set up like the Defenders in the last episode. And he like Buck kills Daniel, but he did hesitate, so that's something. But I can at least give him this: he didn't hesitate as much as I can't really say Wesley hesitated. He more like he played around with Karen because he thought like she wasn't much of a fighter, and then when she got the gun, he still thought like she wasn't gonna pull the trigger, and then she pulls the trigger, so Wesley kind of died in the dumb way. Where I can only say with this guy, he didn't waste time, even though he did hesitate. He still killed Daniel. Yeah, and Daniel's character at the end of the day just felt like a waste of time. So to me, in this one scene, I kind of felt one character, while the other one, I guess, because I would have been surprised if he decided to spare him. That would have been so different. I couldn't even call him like Wesley Clone anymore. But he's basically like, I'll at least still call him his name now instead of Wesley Clone or fake Wesley, because he's actually surpassed Wesley at this point, to the point where he didn't hesitate to kill someone or mess around with them to think that they're not going to kill him. He just did the job and that's it. Yeah, he didn't make the mistake of letting the person live or have a chance to live. He just took him out. So I'll give him that, and that's why I'll just call him Buck from now on instead of Fake Wesley, since he's earned it from this scene. And yeah, so they, in this one scene, they wasted a character and they just made a character finally surpass that other character in not being dumb to spare them or give them a chance to have a chance to fight back. So yeah, and the episode here was, to me, not really a good choice because at the end of the day, you're kind of like messing up a character who was just wasted for the whole show. Well, I guess making a character finally not die by dumbness or something. I don't know, because if things were in a situation where I guess he did decide, like Daniel decided to bring her in, I'm guessing I feel like he would have did something. He would have attacked. I was not gonna say Fake Wesley again, Book, and he probably still would have died, but at least that would have been something instead of him just being a dumbass and going inside without a weapon. Like, what did he think was gonna happen? And he did say that his mum and stuff would be in danger, so it just makes no sense how they killed him off. It's just, to me, this is poor writing. I'm sorry. It just makes no sense why he decided to die like this. It's just, he'd even at least try to warn her, at least like tell her to like get the mum and go somewhere else. I don't even know if that was a scene, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Not really the best episode, but not the worst episode. I've seen way worse from the Born Again era, especially from season 1. A lot of boring episodes. But yeah, at least this season's actually tried to be a better season than season 1, so I can give it that. But it's just not reaching OG Daredevil level. I'd say the things that have actually got close to OG Daredevil is like the fighting. They actually made the fighting really good, so I can at least say that. And wait, did Daredevil even fight anyone in this episode? I don't even think he did. It was just mostly talking, but is that at least interesting for once instead of just boring? That's something that season 1 did very badly. And how, again, the original show did so much better. When there was talking scenes, they didn't waste any, like, all of it was interesting. Where a lot of the time, it's because it's not the same writers. I just have to accept that. But man, when you're trying to make a continuation of literally one of the best, if not the best, superhero show of all time, and then it's just not as good as the original show, it's hard to not nitpick. But yeah, I'll just end it here. Let me know what you thought of the episode. I guess I've got one episode left. I guess I'll see how that goes. But yeah, appreciate you giving me a like. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.